Alright, this is the GIF tutorial, or GIF, depending on how you want to say it. I'm going to teach you how to create these in Flash, and we're going to make them out of a few different ways. So you've got your head, MC, you can see it here, and your body. What we're going to do is we're going to use a motion tween, and we're going to make his head bob up and down. So what we're going to do is go all the way to frame 20 in the head layer, press F5. That will fill in this entire section here with head. And now we're going to right click on it and say create motion tween. And this is its ending point. We're going to go to frame 10 and we're going to make his head go down just a little bit. And then over at frame 20 we're going to make it just go up a little bit, back to where it was. Probably a little bit too far. There it is. So his head goes like this. And if I have a look at that using Control Enter, look at that. What a crazy animation. Okay, but we're not quite done yet. Before we export this, we need to put in a solid background color because the stage itself isn't going to render very well. It'll probably look something like that. So what we're going to do is just make a new layer, put it at the back, and I'm going to draw a box using my rectangle tool. Make sure it doesn't have a stroke. Make sure its color matches the blue. And you're just going to draw a box around the outside, like so. And that'll give us a good solid background. Now we could export this with File, Publish Settings, and choose GIF. Make sure it's an animated one and that it's set on adaptive. And if we press Publish, it would come out, but it would be kind of grainy. The quality wouldn't look so good. This works for things like shapes moving around with a white background, but with something like this, the colors don't look so good. So what we're actually going to do is go File, Export, Movie. What I want you to do is pick a folder on your desktop, and from here you're just going to make sure it's a PNG sequence. Press Save, press Export, and it will save all of those images into its own folder, which will look something like this. You can see all my animations are still images. Now what we're going to do is open up Photoshop, File, Open, and we're going to choose the first one in our sequence. They're named chronologically, and then check the image sequence box at the bottom of the screen here. That will allow us to load all the images at once, and it knows it's an animation. Press Open. Frame rate's 24 frames a second, as you can see down here in Flash, so leave it on 24. Press OK, and there it is. There's our little GIF animation, and all we've got to do from here is save it. So I'm just going to go File. You could crop it actually if you really wanted, like you just say you think there's too much going on the sides there. We could crop it using Photoshop and that'll be fine. You can do that. Press tick. There you go. Now we've got a bit smaller. File, Save for Web. This will come up. It'll show all the colors you got. If you want, you can preview it here and it'll pop it up in a web browser. What's important is that your looping options will be forever. And when you press save, just got to make sure it goes somewhere useful. So I'm just going to go to my desktop and I'm going to call it Ninja Bob Head, and then press save. And if we have a look at that, there is our Ninja Bob and his head. Cool. Alright, now you know how to create a GIF. You know how to export it in a basic way, and now also how to export it in Photoshop. You can save what you've done and move on to the next tube.